Hello, how are you? So, I'm on that. I should be on this, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I already did the sync test, so. And I found a better place to put my phone, so. So you can hear me a little better instead of it being up there where it can easily fall. And the camera thing that goes above the phone will slide back in when it detects a fall, which is a pretty neat feature. I'm glad it does that. But here we have a game that's not exactly released yet, and I'm not sure when it's coming out. It's something that I am looking forward to when I saw it on the PS5 reveal stream or whatever it was. Goodbye Volcano High. Now, from what I understand, it's something that's kind of like Life is Strange, and that didn't really catch my interest, but the trailer for this game, it caught my interest. I don't know, there's just something about it that I really liked. And I know, I think I heard it described as something about queer life or whatever. And when I hear somebody say the word queer, I just recede back into my shell. just, I'm just like, I'm just like, that doesn't make anybody hate you any less. So I don't understand the point of saying it like that. Taking the word back, I just, whatever. It doesn't have much of an effect, but whatever. But I don't mind something like this existing, you know what I mean? It's like, people say, oh, go make your own game and keep it out of Mass Effect Andromeda or whatever. Like, when that game came out, there was like a character that would just, the second you talk to them, or they would tell you about how they're trans, and they had to patch the game in order for like your relationship to build up with them a little bit before they open up with you. So here's their own game, you know what I mean? Like Days Gone. Wait, no, not Days Gone. Gone Home. That's what I'm talking about. It's like they made their own game. I mean, I don't know what you want. But I'm not sure exactly what the game's about, I guess. I don't feel like reading all this right now. I'll read it later. But here we have our trad wife, FANG. We're going to go to church with her. Yeah, 2021. PS5, PS4, and Steam, and I'm definitely going to get this when it comes out and do a series on it. Like, if I do a full LP on something, it's going to be something that I really want, you know what I mean? But here we have a parody. Uh, oh boy. So there's been threads I've seen about this game, fan art being posted. Here we have snootgame.xyz, which is, it's just the download takes you to a torrent or itch.io or whatever, you know what I mean? You can give them some Dogecoin if you want. Mirrors on tour. Yeah, it's a parody basically. And well, I can't wait to see what it is, and now I'm back on OBS. Well, let's just get started, why not? I took up enough of your time. I don't know. Like, maybe one day I'm gonna maybe give Life is Strange a chance, you know what I mean? I heard it's a love it or hate it type of game. There was some jungle beats going on. Give me them options. Roll back. What is this, a fighting game? I hope that turns it on. I don't mind. I'm sitting here. I'm going to have to make sure I don't miss a spot. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of videos on YouTube where they miss a spot. You're supposed to go to the frame before it shows up and then you put on the filter. Otherwise, you're going to miss the first frame and you're going to get an eye full of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, full screen it. So that is on. Skip, after choices, transitions. No. Let's turn up that music. Alright, I believe that's good. Let me make sure. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. I kind of wish it was like... Now I can't hear myself speak, so... yeah, I'm not gonna read everything, just... yeah, Infinitely more shitty. Jesus. I might have to cut down the music and editing, so... I'll read, fuck it. The heavy fog makes navigating to my new school more difficult, as I fail to see anything 5 feet in front of me. And you're probably going to hear that clicking since my mouse is right next to it. This is the best place for my camera, by the way. It really is. Like a runt of a tree planted in the sidewalk that I swerve to avoid. It's my first time having to walk to school, too. My new apartment is in an awkward spot. Opposite side of town, yet no school or public bus to take me from there. It's my first stay at a new school. It's the second half of the first semester of senior year. And in any of the threads on V that I've seen about Goodbye Volcano High, I've never seen anybody even mention this. Maybe it's on 8kun or something. I don't know. I haven't browsed 8chan after Saint Tarrant. You know what I mean? Oh boy. But old 8chan is still around on Tor. I know that. You have to go on it through Tor. Otherwise, even though it's not an onion address, that's the only way it'll connect. It's the second half of the first semester of senior year. I had 6 months left at my old school. I can't even imagine the kind of hell those 6 months would have been. But this... I should take my mind off of it. By the way, I'm going to play a band from Equestria at some point. If I ever do meet a certain friend I have again, if I ever get to see him again, I'd like to show that game to him. Just for shits and giggles. I whip out my phone and consider the best way to make people upset. Reply to the obvious shill thread, or beat the obvious underage poster. Shills need to fuck off, okay? I'm just saying. The thread goes 404 right as I'm ready to post my well-thought-out reply. Which consists of 3 words, fuck off, shill. Better hide my phone before someone sees fit to take it from me. The only human around town, I think. It's the sound that The sounds that reach me first, the chatter of people milling about. Bruh. It's been too long. It was only 3 weeks. I can make out the building now. The fog shrouding gives the school an ominous vibe to it. I look at the name written on the arc over the entrance. Volcano High. Perfect setting for a horror game, or maybe a shitty WAD. And it's the attempt at humoring myself just made me feel more alone. A check of my phone says I'm 30 minutes early. Wonderful. I move to the entrance, only to see all the steps occupied by students. Their eyes turn to me, expressions of confusion and contemplation. I can feel their judging stares, the same that had haunted me for 4 months previous. I can already picture what they're thinking. Dude, check it out. Is that a skinny? What happens if I middle click? Wait a minute. Where's his spear? Aren't they all like There's my treadwife. Okay, middle clicking obviously will... Don't ask how I know that trick, alright? Don't ask about the middle clicking trick. Bet he eats his own kind. They probably see me as some kind of circus attraction and nothing more. I'm the freak show among the cereal box mascot crowd. Jesus. Taking acid is not nearly as colorful as going to Volcano High. I should write that down. On my phone's note app, I noticed as the surrounding students stopped looking at me, which is good. I can peep around the friend circles without a problem now. Not like I'll ever be a part of one anyway. There she is. Or he. Or zer. Or zim. Or them. Oh. Talk about wanting to stand out. I never thought it was possible to look like you were from a black and white 20s cartoon. She's got that forehead, though. Sometimes there's a yellow box that appears over my head, like right now, when I'm recording on my phone. She does differ from the other Technicolor students, though. Don't talk to me about Technicolor animals. I know my shit about them. In the worst way possible. Oh yeah, she's staring at me. With that look. Fucking hell. Has she never seen a human in her life? Oh, she's about to get oh boy. I fucking hate that look. Contempt. Judging. Everyone that has looked at me like that never proved to be anything more than an asshole. Like I'm the anomaly here. I said that wrong. She's just as dumb and insufferable as the rest of them. She's probably no better than me. Miss, my snout is so big I can land a plane on it. Go back to your friends. Oh, she did. I feel like I should say something. I noticed that all this time my knees were weak and my arms were heavy.
Mom spaghetti.
What a weird coincidence that I did that in a previous video. My feet carry me over to the soggy grass as I look for somewhere else to be. On the side of the building where I found sanctuary. It's a small alcove of sorts. That's what I'll look like right there. That's the only type of person I can really relate to, you know? There should be an option that turns them green, you know? The pavement is cracked to bits and the shrubs surrounding it are overgrown. Even the bench, cracked paint on rotted wood, held between two concrete legs, matched the abandoned vibe of the place. It was perfect. I flopped down to the wet bench, and the violent crack from it makes my heart drop. Almost perfect, but good enough. I felt a tightness in my chest, and my lungs fight to draw air in. Head in my hands, I can finally fully understand what I've done now. 6 months in a new school. A year on my own in some run-down apartment in a town I know nothing about. All on my own, 3 weeks. It took a day for me to want to change schools and 3 weeks to make it happen. And this is my life now for the next year. I think back to my old man's ultimatum. What if I press spacebar? Okay. Once the lease is done, Annan, either college or the service. Okay, I can just press spacebar to continue on without having to click if that's obnoxious. I don't care which. Would you happen to be Annan? I look up. The bench broke down. I lay on the ground, ass hurt from hitting jagged concrete and splintered wood. Thank God for jeans. Are you okay? I groan. Never better. I instinctively apply my chill guy facade in the presence of strangers to hide how easy I am to get today. A hand is held over my face. In my pain-addled confusion, I shake it. Naser. Right. The hand tightens around my own and pulls roughly. The force is enough for my feet to get under me, stumbling back up to stand before the pair of strangers. It also felt like enough force to pull my arm out of its socket. Sup? You're Annan, yeah? I'm glad we found you. Who are you guys? Why do you know my name? Where are my manners? My name is Naomi, student council president and your guide. It's my sincere pleasure to make your acquaintance, Annan. We're your welcoming community. Okay then. Is that really necessary? I had this prepared just for you. The orange one, Naomi, hands me a brochure. Volcano High and You, A New Beginning to Adulthood. The title alone makes me gag. The pink one, Naomi, looks at me expectantly. The brochure is full of the typical trivialities. College prep, financial assistance, after-school programs. None of it matters. Babe, I've got some things to take care of. Naser looks back to the school entrance. I follow his eyes and see some people trying to lift a large speaker up to the stairs of the school. Oh, I'll see you at lunch, right, Naser? She looks dejected. Of course. Naser pulls her into a hug and nudges his muzzle against hers. Is this how dinos kiss? He leaves, quickly running to assist with the heavy sound equipment. Turn back to Naomi. She smiles again, though there's a plasticity to it. How about I show you the campus, Annan? We wouldn't want you getting lost on your first day, now would we? Sounds good. Instead of using the main entrance, Naomi led me to a side entrance. Inside, the school looked like your stereotypical school hallway. Lockers and posters along the walls. Doors interspersed equally all the way down. More students milling around about before class. May I see your class schedule? Folded up sheet from my pocket and hand it to her. She unfolds it delicately and scans the page thoroughly. We share a homeroom, Annan. Oh, wonderful. Speaking of, class will be starting shortly. Follow me. Miss Suki's classroom is this way. I follow her to the classroom on the second floor. The seats were being filled with students. I take one near the front, knowing I'll have to introduce myself. I'll probably be doing that for all my classes. Fuck my life. The artificial ring of a bear blares from a speaker on the wall. With it, everyone waits as the teacher finally enters the room and shuts the door. Did I mention that it's V3 is around the corner? It's around the corner, but we're waiting. Come on, man, give me some of that Elder Scrolls information. Who wrote this? Aaron Hansen? Chris O'Neill? Oh, I stood from my seat and faced the class. Once again, all eyes on me, and the tightness in my chest returns. I inhale deep, willing my erratic heart to slow. Hey. Again, those eyes, just like 3 weeks ago. My name is Annan. I don't know how many of the actual characters of the game, like the actual game, Volcano High, have actually been talked about and shown off, you know what I mean? I don't know how much information is actually out about it. So I don't know how many of these characters we see are going to be a part of the game. I keep saying game when it's going to be a visual novel, you know? Just like every day of the past 4 months. Don't really have any hobbies. Hide away, anything to avoid those judging eyes. Why did you transfer here? My throat clenches. It's an innocent question, but I think back again to it all. There's whispers now. The hushed tones, silent snickers, blending with the ever-present stares. My heart hammers at my chest, and I'm sure that they can all hear it. I see the cold chill racing over me. His words snapped me out of my trance. Only Naomi was looking at me. The rest were preoccupied, either talking about their winter break or catching up on sleep. They've all been ignoring me the entire time. That was nothing like my Japanese animes. Mr. Suki continued on, drawing what little attention there was to himself. I sat down, finally feeling the blood that had cut in my legs rushed up, leaving me lightheaded. I probably have to do this for each class today. I don't... double fuck my life. Awkward introduction after awkward introduction. The classmates that couldn't care less kept me anxious the whole morning. Why do my arms fall asleep when I record, but when I'm sitting here the exact same way, they don't fall asleep? When I'm doing the exact same things, I don't get it. Ugh. And there's still the rest of the day to go. Eventually lunch comes around. I don't have the lunch card yet, so I settle for a pseudo pizza. The kind that becomes a viable weapon if you leave it alone for 10 minutes. No time to waste after exiting the line. I scan the lunchroom for an open seat. I thought I had found a decent spot in the corner when disaster struck. Said disaster was a hand grabbing my shoulder and turning me about. My pleat of pizza-shaped cardboard threatened to smear across my shirt. I fought the momentum of the tray until the hand that had spun me stabilized it and me. Whoa there. Nearly dropped your food. Yeah, whose fault is that? Jesus. Fuck you. Wait a minute. Wait, his wing. Does he have like a thing in the middle of his back? Or are those just weirdly drawn wings? That weirds me out. I swear to all that is good and holy. Want to sit with us? What? Want to sit with Naomi and me, since you're new and all? He points to a table where the living pink sugar rush is waving. God damn it, I don't want to make a scene. Sure. Before I even sit down, the barrage of questions begins. So, how'd it go? Did you like Spears? Were you able to get what you need? I just nod along, starting to not pay attention. You're looking forward to the rest of the day. Not really. All these introductions, you know. I get you. Hard to talk to people you don't know, right? You know what I should play again? Those weird ML... There's like 2 or 3 of them. Those weird MLP humanized flash game things. I remember Ratchetness, aka Noble, played one of them, and boy, there's something else. Especially what Pinkie Pie and Applejack were wearing. Oh my god, I'd like to play those again. Look through them. I get you. Hard to talk to people you don't know, right? This just kind of reminded me of that, you know? I don't really play visual novels or anything. Not that often. Every once in a while there might be like a particular thing like this that I want to play. Like that cow chop one. Something like that, yeah. Now, last period I tripped in front of everyone. Talk about a first impression. I don't think they care too much. Is it me talking that's causing my arms and... My head feels weird, like my hands right now. And I think it's because of how much I'm talking. Right? Because I don't talk very often. Like this is the most I've talked for this and the fanfiction reading videos I do that I've spoken the whole fucking year. You know what I mean? I don't think they care too much. Have you heard any trouble since then? Do you have enough money for food today? Oh, you're short on food money to get... I perk up at Nazer's interjection. Naomi looks disappointed for a second. Not really, just had to sign up for some handouts. Naomi is starting to look disappointed. I'm only picking up on Nazer's interjections. If you need a bit more extra chow, there's going to be free refreshments at my, Maybe I should breathe in more before I start speaking. At FANG's concert after school today. Tradwife Fang. Tradwife Fang. I hope that's an ending. I hope. Your what? Fang. Your brother... Sibling. What? Fang's gonna have some extra pizzas for the show. You could take some home. Don't know about concerts. Not really one for public events like that. Alright, man. Just thought you could use a few opportunities to make friends. What was that? I'll pretend that wasn't meant to be malicious. I'll consider it. Don't leave me out of the conversation. I accidentally skipped that, sorry. I know some great vegan shops in the area. Oh, great. Maybe another time. So, what about that concert, Nazer? Dinner and a show? Sign me the fuck up. So what do they play? Music. Yeah. What kind? No, free food is free food, so sign me the fuck up. I look at my pizza, noticing something is wrong. I curse life for a third time today. The dreaded 10-minute mark has passed, rendering my pizza only useful as building material. That good old asbestos, man. Nazer, why don't you split your sandwich with him? But it's my sandwich. TL, what the fuck is that? Footlong Philly sub longingly. Sure thing, babe. He tears the sandwich in two and hands me the larger half. Here, Annan. I will never forget your brave sacrifice. I'm gonna go get some more water. With that, we all dig into our meal. After school, my classes after lunch were the same as before. By now, I had rehearsed the introduction that only the teacher cared about. My classmates were disinterested, and I would sit down to be forgotten. I hope the rest of the year is just like that. Just want to skate through it all. All that's left for today is the concert and dinner. I wait outside the auditorium entrance with Nazer, who was checking his phone for messages. FANG says the show is starting. FWR, what? His phone's outdated, it seems. His plan is, or whatever. Piss off. Is the... Hey, yo, the pizza here. You can all have a slice. What? Fucked wing retard. Okay, so that does make... Okay, now it makes sense. Well, I'm kinda... glad I'm an only child. FANG's still family. They're family, but FANG is just so... difficult? Yes, difficult, and I don't know why. Sounds rough. It is... it's like... I know that... Yeah, we're getting into it, boys. I'm sorry, boys. They care, but FANG doesn't even want to be around me. Finally, the doors open and I smell the cheesy, heart-clogging goodness within. Come on. A caveman of a man holds open the door for everyone. Wait, his massive hand stops. I'm guided to the side, away from the crowd that's filtering into the auditorium. I need to watch that. I need to watch that show eventually. That and Xavier Renegade Angel. But hey, Smiling Friends did get picked up, it seems, so hey, I'm happy for that. So how are you feeling about our lovely school, Annan? It's a spear-shaped pin on his lapel that reads Principal. That informs me of who this giant is. Cleaner than my old school. He guffaws and slaps his chest. You can thank your classmates for that. What? Go enjoy the show. Yes, sir. Oh, I do need you to come by my office tomorrow for some paperwork. I nod and go back to the door where Nazer is standing, holding it open for the last of the audience to go inside. Nazer leads me in the large cloud into the shitty school theater. The foyer has tables with boxes of pizzas stacked taller than me. You can take a couple boxes after, Annan. That should help you out. Who the hell got all these anyway? I did. I take a box down from the stack. Others have already started stacking their plates. I check the logo on the box. Dynamo's Pizza. That's a couple $100, though. And I've been a month's allowance. That explains the disaster of a jacket. So about the actual show. I'll check on them. Be right back. I left on my own. I stacked my plate up with some quality grease-topped delight. I lean against the wall, chewing bits of Supreme and observing the rest of the crowd. Another shit show. She's so stupid, why even bother? Blah blah blah. They seem to share the same sentiment. So why the hell did they even show up? Nazer finally comes back and opens the door to the main hall. The crowd moves in, though I hang back so I can talk with Nazer. What's with them? What do you mean? They were talking mad shit. What? Nazer grasps at the air, unsure what to think or do at the moment. I think he's angry. Whoa, whoa. Should have known. What are you talking about, man? I brought them here so FANG has an audience. Nazer's phone rings. He moves aside to answer it. The voice on the other end is loud and shrill. He holds the phone away from his ear to save his eardrum. Okay, okay. The call ends and Nazer sags. I gotta leave. Seriously? FANG doesn't want me here. Said I'll ruin the show. What a rude bitch. That's gonna be the theme of this channel, let me tell ya. Rude bitches. Rude fictional bitches. Whatever happens, promise you won't hold this against them. They're actually a really nice person once you get to know them. Why did you just murder the English language in cold blood? Within, I see the rest of the audience huddled in groups around tiny snack tables. Even went to the trouble of switching out the seats for them. Naomi said it'd help. With a huff, Nazer turns away, begrudgingly leaving the auditorium. I enter the hall and take a seat in the back, away from the rest of the crowd. I cannot speak. The lights dim, and the curtains are drawn open. On stage is a trio of people my age. I think FANG is the drummer. He doesn't look related to Nazer. Maybe it's the main front woman. That must be Nazer's sister. What? Then why the whole confusion over her sex, for fuck's sake? I'm just getting thrown around today. I don't know. She looks familiar. The band doesn't bother introducing themselves. Instead, the purple one begins plucking her bass. It all went tumbling down from there. What I thought was a guitar sounded horrifically wrong, far too heavy. The lead guitarist was using a fucking bass. Then the vocals kicked in. Its horrific screeching, combined with a melodious shredding on a bass, created a cacophony, I've never heard that word before, equal to hundreds of cats ritualistically sacrificed. I fight the urge to cover my ears. I don't know too much about music, but even I know that you don't use two basses in one band unless you know exactly what you're doing. Oh no. Oh God. What were they thinking? It sucks so much it fucks. And I don't like it. I look back to the crowd to gauge their interest. Surely I'm not alone in thinking that this is an absolute travesty. They still fucking suck. Try not to cringe challenge. I am majoring in art. Future of music. The crowd was standing, jeering and laughing with whoever said that. More words were said, but the laughter eclipsed them and the music. What happened to the music? The trio looked panicked. The drummer was inching off stage, and while the purple bassist was about to break into tears. But the front woman stood her ground. Oh my lord. Fuck you. She tossed her bass aside, raising both hands and proudly displaying a finger in each of them. Fuck all of you. No one would want to... That struck a chord with her. Try not to... It's like blood on the dance floor. I watched as she grabbed her bass and takes the arm of the purple one, rushing off stage with the pink drummer. Oh god, I can't take this. I'm gonna grow a six-pack from laughing so much. I'm just gonna grab my pizza and leave. I run towards the door and see Principal Spears, a fierce glare freezing me in place. Anna. Oh fuck. His voice is even more stern than this morning. Uh-huh. He looks to the crowd and then to me. I don't want to hear about any of this come tomorrow. I expect some goddamned maturity from you. You'll be an adult once you graduate. Why me, though? I've taught many I accidentally pressed that. His hand lands on my shoulder. Its grip was firm as it weighed on me. You're not the only person in the world. Everyone's fighting their own battles. The hand squeezes before pushing me towards the door. I want to see you in my office first thing tomorrow. Get out of here. This is the only warning you'll get from me. Next time it will be campus cleanup. Whose sorry ass I'm going to have to suplex. Back in the foyer, I see some boxes of partially finished pizza. I consolidate them all into a pair of boxes and make my exit. I can't speak. Jesus. The sun is starting to set now as I make my way home. You're not the only person in the world. Like I don't already know that. The classmates that all ignored me today. Naomi's annoying ass. That fucking caveman of a principal. Nazer, who's been a bro. Nazer's sis. Oh, shit. Next day, lunchtime. When are we gonna get to the dirty pictures? Come on. Let's get to it. With the lunch card in my possession, I'm able to snag something actually edible. The sound cut out for a second. I should run to the math of how much I'll end up owing, but I feel more like indulging myself. Hence my tray stacked high with desserts and the tastiest looking sandwich from the lunch line. Looking around for a place to sit, I see the aggravating creamsicle waving at me. Next to her is Nazer with a complicated expression. Said I'll ruin the show. Shit. The next day, the bane of all sleep echoes violently by my head, swiftly erasing any traces of slumber. Still without the energy to turn the alarm off, I stare at the ceiling for a bit, recalling the events of the last few days as an exercise. The school, if you could call it one, my new friends, if you could call them that band, if you could call it such. Great idea, Annan, starting the day by dissing everything you've done so far in your life. No wonder you're so damn popular. Finally, I lean out of bed and turn the alarm clock off. I have a good 45 minutes before I need to be at school, and it takes 20 to walk. At least 25 minutes to get ready. With practice movements, With practiced movements, I execute a proper combat roll from bed, tackling the floor and headbutt it into submission. My foe defeated, I groan in victory. My new bed is half the size of what I'm used to. The hardwood, or is it vinyl, floor is cold as hell. From the purview of the floor, I look around my room again. The tiny one-room apartment with only a computer, bed, television, and fridge. The whole year is in this shithole. Gotta take it one day at a time. Packing myself up, I slide into today's and everyday's clothes and pour myself a bowl. My eyes scan over my phone while I shovel the sugary breakfast into my mouth. I think I just got a message. I'm not gonna see if I'll check and see if I'm able to check something else while I'm still recording without interrupting the recording. I'll test that after this. So, you know. My eyes scan over my phone while I shovel my... whatever. Scroll, blah, blah, blah. Like a poorly oiled machine until it runs out of fuel with a noisy slurp. Soon enough, it's time to leave for school. I grab my backpack and slide it over my shoulders. I take my jacket off the hanger and... I take off the backpack and put the jacket on. Opening the door blows the cool morning air in my face, and I step to take a breath. I'm terrible at this. Day 4 out of however many days are left in the year. So far, so good. And you know what? I'm going to leave day 2 for another video. So, I'm going to save. Oh, goodness. Yeah, there we go. That should be glad. Yes. Alright. That's enough for now. See ya for next part, when we hopefully truly meet our trad wife Fang.